What's up guys, Belmont here. So Shredder's Revenge is just out and I've been having the time of my life with it. But it's no wonder. .mu was behind this project. So go ahead, hit the like button now because I am going to give you 10 essential tips for you to kick shell. Let's go. Okay, so the first tip I have to give you is the most obvious, but one of the most important ones. Try out every single turtle and April, Splendor, and after you beat the game, Casey Jones as well. You see, different turtles have different speeds, different attacks, different reaches, and even different special attacks. But if you want a very balanced turtle, then go for Leonardo. He's very good on all fronts. The next tip I have to give you is something that kind of baffled me when I first realized that could be done. You see, taunting doesn't only work when you have an enemy in front of you, no. Even if you taunt while there's absolutely no one on screen, you'll still recover one special attack bar. So go ahead, act crazy, taunt no one, and get those specials flying. Now, the third tip I have to give you is whenever you're facing enemies that have longer melee weapons like a spear, as you can see on screen, then go for the dashing low attack. That's basically double tap and press jump. You always get them before they get you. This is really important. The fourth tip is just as important, even though a little bit more technical. You see, whenever you perform a charge attack, you will gain a property that's very known to fighting game fans. You gain Mega Armor. Mega Armor is a property in which you are able to continue executing your move while still taking damage, but without staggering or suffering knockback. This is very useful when finishing a combo or when attacking a boss. You perform a short combo, then go for a charge attack so you can tank his attack. The next tip has to do with visual identification. In a game where you can play as up to 6 people simultaneously, things can get pretty hectic on screen. And to remedy that, every single enemy when defeated will turn into a darker hue of itself. That's our cue. This next tip is no news for anyone who's ever played the Super Nintendo game, which was one of the Super Nintendo's finest titles, but since we will be having a lot of newcomers, I decided to share it with you all the same. You see, whenever you grab an enemy, there are quite a few different animations, different things that you can do. If you hold down and press the attack button, you'll be able to instantly dispatch ninjas that do not require getting hit once before you can throw them. This is an absolutely critical technique for you to understand, learn, and master in a pinch. Trust me, you will need it. The next tip is actually one of my favorite ones. This has to do with dash attacks. You see, you don't have to line yourself up perfectly with the enemy. Your standing dash attack, not your sliding one, has a homing property, so even if the enemy is a little bit to your diagonal, you'll still be able to clock them. This is very good to remain mobile and clear some space. This next tip also comes straight out of the Super Nintendo Smash Hit Turtles game. Whenever you grab an enemy, if you hold up and start mashing the attack button, you're gonna begin smashing enemies on the ground on both of your sides. And not only you will have Mega Armor as you do this, remember we discussed this concept a little bit earlier into this video, but also whoever is in the way is gonna take some very expressive damage. So this is an absolute must for crowd control. Make sure to remember this one. The next tip has to do with a gameplay addition that has been made in this game. Yes, because now we have rising flying kicks. And since they have no build-up time and knock down enemies in one hit like a standard flying kick, this is very useful to remove yourself from a tight spot, to reposition yourself. Maybe you're gonna perform a rising flying kick and then hit an enemy behind you, or go somewhere else, avoid a bomb. Good stuff. Now, if you are a Dark Souls player, and yes, I went there, I mentioned Dark Souls in a game that has nothing to do with it. But if you ever played Dark Souls before, then you'll know this. You see, whenever you're facing an enemy, you're facing a boss in co-op, the more players you have with you, the larger the boss's health pool is gonna be. This is done so the boss fight isn't over in 5 seconds. So no, your game's not broken, it's just challenging you. Rise up to it, and hey, with those tips I gave you, you'll be more than up to it. If you enjoyed this video, then consider checking out our members section. Just join, you'll be supporting us, and I'll be posting a lot of good stuff for everyone on all tiers. As always, this was your man Belmont speaking to you, and I'll see you next time. Later.